What about the ankle or the foot? How is that? Because do you have a fitness test like we do over here in the AFL?
No, the ankle's going really, really well.
Yep.
I've kicked the last kind of couple of weeks to kind of test it out, and obviously there's not as much running involved as what it would be in the AFL, so it's probably good for me.
Yep.
And I just kind of focus on the kicking side of things, and so far so good. So hopefully I'll be out there on Monday your time.
Do they run you through a fitness test? No, not really.
There's a bit of agility in that involved just to kind of move around because I still have to kind of get down the field to hopefully not have to make a tackle. But, if the time comes, then I'll be there and fully fit to do so.
The Aussie punters, probably safe to say, have revolutionised the game a little bit with the drop punt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's a pretty good call. I think it's kind of changed the game a little bit, and it's good to see kind of a few more trying to make it through to the ranks and get to the big times. And it's definitely kind of made, I think, the aspect a little bit better and the skill a little bit better, and therefore I think you've got kind of higher quality guys kind of doing it.
Do you sit around like now and you have your team meetings? Can you eat whatever you want at breakfast? Like I remember I used to go to Perth back in the day, and you'd have too many pancakes and things like that, and you'd be blowing up. You'd blow up. And then what are your
loaded.
Yeah, exactly. What are your team meetings like? Do they go on and on and on?
Well, firstly, to answer the food question, I certainly indulge a little bit more than
Yes.
what I used to.
Good.
Not that I was probably any good beforehand, but I'm definitely no good now. The bigger boys certainly eat as much as they like. Those offensive linemen and defensive linemen certainly enjoy a meal or four.
Yeah.
So they definitely get around it. But the meetings are kind of pretty stock standard. They're kind of 15 to 20 minutes for us, kind of smaller groups, and then the larger groups, offense and defense are a little bit longer because there's a lot of stuff that they need to go through scheme wise to, play calling and all that to kind of make sure that they're across it all going into the game.
How many plays would the average player have to know? So on the offensive team?
Oh, gee. I mean, the offense is insane. Books are kind of like that thick. It's ridiculous. I couldn't tell you how many pages. I couldn't tell you how many plays are involved with that, honestly. But the books are very, very thick. So I could imagine there's over 100, no doubt. And the defense may not be as much, but still, there's a lot that goes into it.
And there's an expectation that you know every one of them. If you're in the offense, there's a play called. Yep. You should be able to recall what you have to do and where you go on 100 plays at any time.
100%. Every single one of them they need to know, or else you're kind of costing yourself playing time, if not a job.
Geez, they're making us AFL footballers look like absolute dills.
Which you are.
Can't stand the zone defense when you get told where your magnet goes.
I mean, I know I had a tough time trying to play zone press.
Yeah, that's it.
Just for the listeners out there, that's that thick.
Yeah.
Basically.
No, would it be a coffee cup, like it's a thick book, that's all we're saying.
Yellow pages.
Exactly. Hey, are you good mates with Jordan Mailata?
Yeah, he's a great dude, actually. He's become a really good friend of mine, and the last couple of years has been a lot of fun with him, having a kind of familiar accent, which is good, and very, very funny guy. So, he's been awesome.
Be good. 2 Aussies. That's unreal. We're loving this. We are loving this.
He looks like he might get stuck right in at the buffet.
Pancakes. How many would he have?
$1.66, you say he was tipping?
I've honestly seen him have a few. He's about 160 kilos and like
203.
He's 160 kilos, but he moves incredibly well. It's insane. I don't know how he does it, but good for him.
I'm 166, sorry.
And you move well as well. Hey, mate, stick around if you wouldn't mind. We've got plenty more to ask you, of course, ahead of the big game coming up Monday our time. It is the Super Bowl.
More with Arryn Siposs next on the Rush Hour, Triple M.
Right, we need to get down to it. We've got a couple of the old Saints boys working for Triple M. Have they reached out? Joey Montagna, of course, and Nick Riewoldt. Have they been in touch? We know Rui's in town. Is he sniffing for tickets?
Yeah, he's definitely put his hand up for a few tickets. So
how many?
I don't know, probably 10, maybe.
Rui! He's taken the whole of Texas. Average price about 10 grand.
He's been fine. He's been fine. He sent a couple of messages though to make sure that he's around doing his thing. So there's no doubt. But a few of the boys have reached out, which has been nice.
Do you get an allocation of tickets?
Yeah, we do. We do get a total of about 15, which is nice. So I've got a few family members coming over here from Australia, which would be great, and get to kind of experience it with them, and it should be awesome.
What, from Beaconsfield?
Not from Beaky.
Oh, good.
We're just
Jeez.
not that neck of the woods, Billy. Sorry, mate.
Imagine them getting over there, pinching all the stuff from the hotel.
I think he's nice.
No. What about Rui? He never spoke to you when you're at the Saints, and now he's your best mate.
Oh, that's fantastic. I knew that was going to come up. Yeah, he's probably said more words to me in the last kind of 2 weeks than what he did the whole time I was at the Saints. There's no doubt. But it's been good. I mean, the guys have obviously reached out, which has been nice, and they're obviously pretty happy with the situation that I'm in, which is good. And hopefully we can have a bit of success at the end.
Now, being on a special teams, halftime comes round, not a whole lot to do or discuss. Do you just sneak out and sneak up and see what bad girl Riri's just sort of rolling around
I'd love to so badly. I'd love to so badly, but the head coach has already put it on us that we're not allowed to go out there and have a sneak preview. So I'm a bit flat by that because I'm a big fan of Rihanna too. So obviously I'm not going to be able to do that, which is a bit unfortunate.
13 minutes she's got to perform, so
it'll be brilliant.
Oh, it will be. Don't worry about that. Hey, and you got the lovely Rachel over there, your wife. So are you going to dedicate this to her if you win?
Yeah, I think
nice.
I have to. Obviously, we're all a bit of laughter and that here, but she's been through the whole journey with me, and coming over here and sacrificed a lot. It's been us two kind of the whole time, and now we've got a 15-month-old daughter, and she's been a trooper with all that too. So definitely, I think this one goes to her for sure if we're able to get the victory.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It is lovely
good on
because
you.
it is really cutthroat, your industry, not just of playing, but also as a kicker. You hear stories of blokes coming in one day and literally a box in front and saying, "See you later. This is where you're off to."
Yeah, I mean, that's just the reality behind it, unfortunately. So again, her to kind of take the risk knowing that that's a chance to happen and possibly not even make it at all. It's pretty cool by her to be able to jump on board.
So what is it, Friday? What happens next couple of days?
So the next couple of days, we've got one more practice day just to kind of fine-tune some things and work on an area that we call obviously the red zone. So inside the 20 to be able to kind of score most of our touchdowns. And then Saturday is just a bit of a run-through in terms of what we want to do for the whole game. And then basically that's where the mental prep comes into it on the Saturday night and be ready to go for Sunday.
What do you miss most about Australia?
I
miss about 4 o'clock.
I miss the food. I miss the beach.
Yeah.
I miss the beach a lot. I miss our coffee like you wouldn't believe. The coffee over here is shit house. So I don't know how else to describe it. I miss the Melbourne coffee, but I'll be back in a couple of weeks, which is going to be nice and spend about 6 weeks at home, which would be awesome. So I'll be drinking as much coffee as I possibly can.
I hope you got the big ring on.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope it's a few coffees in the morning after, plenty of beers to celebrate what is going to be an absolutely awesome experience. From all of us here at the Rush Hour and everyone in Melbourne, Australia, everyone over this side of the world, we wish you all the very best. We hope you kick really well and hopefully, as we say, you get back with a ring on your finger. Absolutely.
Rui.
And have a look at the grin on his face. Super Bowl excitement, fever pitch. Rui, welcome, mate. How is it over there?
It's on another level, Daisy. I've never experienced a Super Bowl before, and you get the double lift with the Waste Management golf tournament happening at the moment as well. So there's a huge vibe, a huge buzz in the town, and I might be the most excited person in Phoenix at the moment. It's an absolute blast.
It was on your bucket list, as we heard there, but also you're working on it too, Rui.
Yeah, it kind of came out of the blue, to be honest, Bill. So I made the move over to Texas a few weeks ago and got a call out of the blue from an Australian guy, John Webb at ESPN, and asking whether I wanted to cover it. And there's a real Australian flavour running through this Super Bowl, obviously with Jordan Mailata playing and Arryn Siposs, who I think is a sneaky chance of getting up after his ankle injury and suiting up on Sunday here in Arizona. So a couple of Australians and then another player, Matt Leo, on the practice squad for the Eagles as well, which is pretty incredible. So three Australians representing the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and I'm fortunate enough to be here covering it for ESPN, which is mate, I'm pinching myself, to be honest.
I'm just having a look here, Bill, on the world clock.
This is an absolute dream come true.
Just gone about 9:15 over there. What's today entailed, Rui?
Yeah, where are you? At some bar somewhere?
No, just stuck outside the hotel, Bill. Preparing a few notes for the interviews tomorrow. But no, today was good. I'm a big NFL watcher, so was lucky enough to interview Ryan Clark earlier and talk about Super Bowls and the nerves associated with them. Tomorrow I've got Dan Orlovsky, who I'm going to have a chat with for ESPN.
Ooh.
And today went to the NFL fan zone at the stadium. Went around and tried to kick a few drop punts straight. Didn't achieve it. Never my strong suit, Bill and Days, but it's been a lot of fun.
And I reckon you've the pearly whites. Have a look at them. I reckon you've had them dusted for the big. Have you done anything with those chompers?
No, just brush your teeth, Bill. You can try
it. You, of course.
Look at them.
They are shiny.
They are.
Oh, no, I'd have to get onto you, man. You speak of the Aussie flavour. Have you reached out to Siposs, who apparently his nickname or your nickname for him was "Get Out of My Way" when you played together?
Very good. We caught up today, actually, and had a chat. Talked about his journey to the NFL. So I spent 5 years together at St Kilda, and then he gets delisted, and the journey now to a Super Bowl. I was sitting with him talking to him today, and you know how we have the grand final jerseys. You know, there's the little grand final sort of badge on them. Well, he's wearing his Eagles jersey with a Super Bowl badge on it, and I kept looking at it. I just couldn't believe the fact that he was a part of a Super Bowl, having spent so much time with him. And he was great. He was really optimistic that he was going to get up to play. He's got family over here, and like even just the experience of getting into the Eagles hotel today, we went through 3 checkpoints. We had sniffer dogs under the car, accreditation. Like it was a lot to get in and even interview him, but he was up for it. It's an amazing story, and I just hope he goes well.
The boy from Beaconsfield. Well, we caught up with him also, Rui, and we asked him about you, and this is what he had to say.
Right, we need to get down to it. We've got a couple of the old Saints boys working for Triple M. Have they reached out? Joey Montagna, of course, and Nick Riewoldt. Have they been in touch? We know Rui's in town. Is he sniffing for tickets?
Yeah, he's definitely put his hand up for a few tickets. So
how many?
I don't know, probably 10, maybe.
Rui! He's taking the whole of Texas.
What about Rui? He never spoke to you when you're at the Saints, and now he's your best mate.
Yeah, he's probably said more words to me in the last kind of 2 weeks than what he did the whole time I was at the Saints. There's no doubt.
What about you, Rui? Me and Arryn, me best mate.
Hey, you know, like you just never forget where you came from, Bill. And Arryn's a good boy. He knows where he came from, and he remembers his old teammates. So I was happy that he gave me a chat today. It was good fun.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Hey, hang around, mate. We've got plenty more to talk to you after
Texas,
the break, if you don't mind. We got
Texas.
Yes, how good. And good of Fox Footy to give you the year off as well.
Exactly.
Nice of them. So you can have, we read it here, a full American experience for the year. Baseball, NFL, school, for all the kids in the family. How good?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So the boys are in school. It's a bit of a soft landing for us, and something that we've been talking about doing for a decade, and particularly since I finished playing footy, when we would be able to get over here and do it properly. And the kids are at the age where we can still manipulate as much as we like without too much pushback. So the time was right, and the boys are playing baseball. They're at school, and get this. So James he's playing Pee-wee-8s baseball this year.
Yeah.
They have a tryout day for all the kids in the neighbourhood. So imagine you're in South Melbourne. All the kids that want to play baseball in South Melbourne in the league, they have a tryout day. Then the coaches get together and they have a draft for the under 8.
Under 8.
Under 8s, they have a draft. It's the most unbelievable thing I've ever heard of. And some parents, they want to manipulate the draft, so they can send their kids to the tryouts with wooden bats or hollow bats so they can't hit properly, or they tell them to muck up the fielding. It's on another level over here. So the boys have started playing baseball. I'm trying my best not to be an ugly baseball parent, but I pale into insignificance compared to some of the other parents.
Oh, mate, that's fantastic. Hey, what about Texas? When you go back there, you've been to the ranch?
Haven't been to the ranch yet, Bill, but you'll be pleased to know I bought myself a truck.
How big?
It's an F-150, so it's big enough.
Good.
Absolutely.
And did you see the Chinese balloon floating over Texas?
I did. I shot it down.
Imagine all the Texans out there, they'd be shooting it down.
Mate, not too happy about the balloon. They weren't. They weren't up for it at all.
And the kids are at school, so how's all that going? I see, who was it, Teddy, I think, with the Vegemite. So are they going to school with Vegemite sandwiches?
The kids are going to school. They're really enjoying it. Teddy took a jar of Vegemite. I love Vegemite. I'm all about it. So he took Vegemite to school the other day, and surprisingly, the kids in frog class at Westview Methodist, they all like the Vegemite.
Oh.
Then Teddy brought it home, and I brought one jar to last me, hopefully, for sort of 3 or 4 months.
Go on.
And he dropped it the other day and shattered. So there's no more Vegemite, unfortunately.
What about your own cooking? Is there anything you're hoping to pick up? We see obviously the MasterChef flavour and everything across your socials.
You could go an American MasterChef.
Oh, cook them a pie.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Bill. I did bring the Cobram olive oil over with me, and so I've been trying that with some of the barbecue.
Cobram. Look at those teeth.
Bill, we cooked the steaks together. We did a good job.
How good were those steaks? Well, give that bloke a plug too, because I'll go down there. You're not in Melbourne.
O'Connor beef.
Oh, how good was that? Now, righto, give us a rundown. The Chiefs and the Eagles, how's it going to go?
Oh, look, the Chiefs' offense is unbelievable. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, you just can't bet against him with what we've seen so far in the playoffs. He's playing basically on one leg, and he's been absolutely incredible. But I think for an all-round team sort of setup, the Eagles, offensively, defensively, they're pretty good across the board. So I think they'll win, and I'm hoping they'll win for our Australian contingent that are representing them.
Yeah, spot on. Hey, good to see you, and you'll be joining us throughout the year on Triple M.
Absolutely.
Footy. Yes. What are you going to come on the rush hour?
Absolutely. Be checking.
What are you going to do?
Beg your pardon?
On the rush hour, or are you going to do DSL, or what are you going to do?
No, a bit of rush hour,
Good.
Bill. Don't forget where I came from. I know where my bread's buttered, so I'll be sticking with my good mate Billy and Jimmy.
Oh, good. And Daisy occasionally.
Are you going to? Are you making it to the waste management in the lead up though?
Yeah, he'll be there.
I'm going to try to get there on Saturday.
Just a little
It looks
prelude.
like an absolute circus and one that I want to be a part of.
It certainly is. Go position yourself on that 16th hole.
You're looking good. Have a look at you. Bit of Botox.
Absolutely.
You've had the teeth done. You're looking really good, Rui.
The nice salad.
Have a look. The
Shut
hair,
up.
nice,
How
beautiful hair.
how have your jokes been going, Bill?
Shit house.
Yeah. It's the most truthful thing you've said.
Send me some good Texas. No, actually, don't send me any Texas jokes. Hey, good to see you, Rui. You're looking good, mate. All the best. And go the Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly. See you, boys.
Nick Riewoldt on the rush hour, Triple M.
They'd feel uncomfortable.
They may.
And now this makes me feel uncomfortable.
A little bit of an idiot file. And, well, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm just going to keep an ear out in case I feature because I've guessed a few things this week. But an idiot file. We love this.
You idiot?
Idiot file.
Oh, magnificent.
Billy Brownless is such a fucking idiot.
Just a lack of intelligence.
He f***s up so much we make a file out of it.
I've got to have a look at myself. All the best to Walshy there. Barley Smith at the Doggies has started training.
Who?
Barley.
Bailey.
Get it right, Dopey. Bailey Smith. He went to Barley.
Barley. Yeah.
Been good. Good week. So one good week doesn't make a summer. That's how the saying goes.
Here we are.
I was talking about this the other day because who did we speak to who was a Solomonaire?
Oh, no.
A wine person.
Yeah, well done.
How did you know that's what he was saying?
Well done, Dave. Corowa Rutherglen. Football club, netball club. Corowa Rutherglen. Hard to say. In the ovens of Murray.
Corowa Rutherglen.
Say it properly, Dave. Not Corowa Rutherglen.
I still didn't get it right.
It is hard to say.
Go on.
Corowa. Hang on. John Longmire. was from Cora Rutherglen. Struggling with players, a bit like Cora Rutherglen.
Did you
No.
chivalrously?
Did I what? No, I said, for those who make their mistakes, must replenish. So,
What's happened here?
Who's your favourite NHL player?
Harry Johnson.
Oh, yeah, good player.
No, he's good. Mate.
Not Wayne Gretzky.
Better than Wayne Gretzky.
No, actually, he's up there with Gretzky.
Yeah.
Actually,
Has a
Harry Johnson.
the Maple Leafs. This is Sebastian Clark. I work security. Definitely a car park underneath. It has 2 levels. They like to keep it quiet, though.
Quite what?
Hang on, I'm still going. And in the second team was our man, Chris Golding.
Really?
Yes, was named in the All NBA second team. So that is
NBA.
good.
That's good.
NBL even. Really? Yes. NBA. You're the judge, Daisy.
Righto.
Whoever, Dan, you've got to go with Dan, and Chris, you go with Chris. And Dan, Daisy, you tell us, right? Name the largest ocean in the world.
Chris. Dan.
Chris was in first in Croydon Hills. Chris.
Geez, we'll go Indian.
No, that's the 3rd largest river. So,
River.
Third largest river.
oceans. Righto, here we go.
Anywho,
Nearest the pin. You know what that means, boys?
Yes.
do you?
What was Arryn Finch's highest T20? It's not my fault. I'm not taking the blame. Those 2 dummies. Test crash dummies.
Crash test dummies.
Now, the Vic Open is currently on also. Please give us an update there of the Vic Open at 13th Beach.
Yep, I will give you an update on the Open. Ryan Ruffles.
Ask him another question. He can speak English. He's good, you know. All right. He turns to the dog. He says, in your opinion, wow,
Very,
good
very
side
good,
effects.
Vince. Yeah.
Music and things.
Side effects.
So we
You
started
call it in the industry?
Side effects.
What do you call all that jazz that went with it? Sound plump, boom, wow.
unbelievable
Sound
stuff.
effects.
Sound effects. Same thing.
Wow.
Oh, that was awesome.
Sound effects still going.
Sound
See?
effects. Brilliant.
That didn't all happen in a week.
In your opinion, is my favourite.
Harry Johnson's mine. Very good player. Look him up.
So good. So good. Well, that was brilliant. No doubt there'll be another one starting very shortly because it's Friday, which means it's time for a fruity jerk after this.
It's Triple M's Rush Hour. Daisy and Bill.
Here we go.
Bit of fruit.
Here we go. A bit of fruit. Low-hanging fruit. It's a short one, but will bring a smile to your dial. A bit like you, Days. What is black, white, and red and sits in a tree?
I'm unsure, Bill.
A magpie with a stiffy.
What?
Come on, Rabs. You ring in for the quiz next week, Rabs. You fool's head.
Kind of in a probes.
Yeah, in a pros, but
Yeah,
it's
well-
Friday and we all walk away with a little smile. Just a wow. Yes! Didn't want to do it either, Rabs.
I'm still confused.
Yeah.